Hello, and welcome to Nerdgasmic. My name's Joe.
And my name's Joe.
And, well, where do we start? How's your week been?
I mean, it's going. I've just been playing a lot of video games, mostly just Zelda. If I'm being honest, it's basically just been Zelda. I don't know why I said video games, plural. It's been video game. But, yeah, that and catching up on, you know, other TV shows and stuff. I was a little bit behind in, like, Supergirl and Flash and stuff. So, trying to catch up. I actually still have to catch up in Legion. But I did catch the, I guess, mid-season premiere or whatever of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that because, yeah. So, yeah, that's just been what's going on with me, man. Pretty boring stuff. Nothing
Well, you must
major.
be a little bit off your game because you're not live on Twitch right now.
Hey, I have it set to where it is.
Not live?
No, it should be. I don't know. Hold on.
It says offline right now.
Okay, so... okay, I got that part up and running. Okay, there we go. Whew! I guess I am off my game. I don't know what was going on. I thought I clicked the button. I didn't click the button. But whatever. For those that were live on Twitch, I apologize.
No one is live on Twitch. I couldn't hear you.
Hey. Shh. So, yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I watched an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's a good thing I'd like to talk about. Also, I'd like to talk about Heroes of the Storm 2.0.
Okay.
That's going to be launching at the end of this month. We've been doing a little bit of betaing. If for those of you that might have caught us streaming on, I think we were streaming it on my Twitch, and then it was broadcasting through Nerdgasmic as well.
The first time we did it, I broadcast on the Twitch channel, but I was having some issues with lag and all that, so I cut it out.
I think the beta was a little laggy in general.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit tonight, but I haven't really gotten out to see Ghost in the Shell. One thing I did know, I want to talk about, though, I haven't seen it, but I'd like to talk about this, is, okay, everyone's still complaining about the whole whitewashing thing and everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but we can talk about that a bit here.
I know we already talked about it once.
Right. But we didn't necessarily go over this, and I've got a little bit more, not personal information, but secondhand from people that have seen the movie. And not only are they oh, they're just people that saw the movie, but they're very socially conscious people. You know what I mean? They're one of those darn liberal snowflakes. They are very active politically and very socially conscious. So, yeah. For those that don't know, Ghost in the Shell is...
Wait, so you're saying they're pussies, or...
No.
They're vaginas?
No. So, basically, Ghost in the Shell is, I guess, the quote-unquote newest victim of whitewashing, basically taking Japanese or Asian characters and making them into American or white actors. And so it's a big deal. It stems from like a long history of, in Hollywood, they used to not, have people of other ethnicities play those ethnicities. They actually had rules in Hollywood to where people of different races couldn't, be seen filmed together like in like a marriage or as a couple. Up until quite some time. I think it was like the 60s, at least. But which actually one of the first interracial like pairings in anything, TV or movie, was actually from Star Trek, because Captain Kirk making out with anybody and made out with Uhura. But no, there's this big deal with Ghost in the Shell being whitewashed. Now, I haven't seen the movie. I can't tell, my own personal opinion. It does, in my opinion, look a little iffy to where it's just like, I get what they, Scarlett Johansson looks the part. They did a good job making her look like Major. However, white lady in Japan, it's like Neo Tokyo, like that whole thing. Apparently though, and this is what I've heard, that the movie does kind of talk about that and explain that like Scarlett Johansson, that's not her, like, I guess, real body, quote unquote. Like that wasn't what she originally looked like. So,
well, if you know anything about Ghost in the Shell, you would know that,
right? But like they put it in the movie to kind of be like, yeah, we get it. She, is a white lady, but she was a Japanese person. Like, you know what I mean? Like they were like kind of like that. That's from what I've heard. I haven't seen the movie, so I can't give my exact thing. But that people have said that even though there's like these claims of like whitewashing, they're saying that it's just that this movie on the outside appears to be a whitewashing, but they put it in the story and kind of explain it away, and it feels like they try to be like, it's not, but at the same time it kind of is.
I mean, I think part of this whole whitewashing thing is kind of I don't know, people being little vaginas, to be honest. I mean, the thing is,
okay.
Well, I mean, hear me out.
Okay. I'm gonna let you talk.
Did you see the video I posted on our thing?
Of
the guy that was interviewing all the people in Japan about the fucking show, the movie?
No, I didn't get to see that video.
This guy went around Japan. I mean, granted, I'm sure he took certain cuts and stuff like that. So who knows? It's the internet. But this guy went around Japan, and he did honestly get people saying that she fit the role perfectly fine. None of them understood why it was a big deal. I mean, it's an anime. It can be translated however you want to translate it. Even some of them even said that Scarlett Johansson fits the part better than a Japanese person would have fit the part because her eyes are bigger.
Gotcha. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
I feel like people.
The problem, it doesn't stem from just this movie.
No, I'm not saying that. I understand. A lot of movies have gotten this whole whitewash treatment, and I get that. But at the same time, I feel like people are complaining about this movie, and it's not that big of a deal. I mean,
the problem, you don't see it as that big of a deal, okay? And I get what you're saying. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Okay, they're actors, they're acting. It should be whatever, right? However, there's a bad foundation, a bad history of where this comes from that affects how people still see it today. And a lot of times, especially in America, our movies make far more money and reach a far bigger audience than anyone, Hollywood is the movie center of the world, okay? Like other places make movies, but not on the scale or that have the reach that our movies do. So these big roles, these big things, like it really, like, a lot of times sends a big message if you're like, hey, you know, these people of these different descents can be heroes, right? So that's why, and it sounds weird to you and me, right? Because we don't like have this perspective. But like with Star Wars, Rogue One, the guy who I'm trying to remember his name now in the movie, Diego Luna in Rogue One is the why can't I remember?
The bad acting dude that like I really did not enjoy his acting whatsoever. I know who you're talking about though. The whole time he was just acting like
he was super douchey through the whole movie.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was just bad act. Like, I understand he's partially supposed to be super douchey, but at the same time, it just the way he portrayed it. But that's beside the point. We argued this fact before. But
he refused to do the movie without being able to keep his accent. And you know, the producers, like people in like the studio, were like fighting it kind of. But then they were like, you know what? It's all different, you know, fucking universe. Who the fuck cares? And like they allowed it, but like he did it, and you know, it meant a lot. There were a lot of people that I'm
not arguing.
Saw someone with like his accent from his heritage, you know, being in a big movie, and it you know, meant a big deal to them. And I get it, like you're saying, it doesn't mean a ton to us.
I'm not
but
arguing
it does to
the
other
fact,
people.
I'm not arguing the fact that it means something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm arguing the fact that I feel like a lot of you got a lot of these people that watch these animes that are freaking out about this on this movie. Mm-hmm. Like, you got these people that watch all these animes and just instantly think, well, because it's an anime, it instantly should be Asian, 100%. But, I mean...
I get what you're saying, but it's in Tokyo.
But not everyone is white in the movie. And 90% of the people are fucking androids.
I understand that. And I get what you're saying, but it's not just this type of movie. Right?
I understand. I'm talking about this movie. I understand whitewashing is a thing. I get it.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying. Like, this movie, according to other people, it's not as big of a victim. Like, it's a futuristic, you know, diverse world or whatever, right? But it does kind of get a little weird. A lot of people, you know, because, you know, she's from Japan, people expected Major to be Asian. Now, I think that Scarlett Johansson looked the part. I think they nailed it on that. You know what I mean? But it does come down to, like, a lot of people are just really mad about the poor representation of, you know,
the different races
of Hispanic people, of Asian people, of you know, even like black people. Like there's a lot of just bad, really, like, they're barely ever seen, like, you know what I mean, as these big, you know, heroes or whatever. So
yeah, and it's not that I'm not arguing with the fact of it. You know, I'm not saying that these people are that, you know, that whitewashing is good or anything like that. So don't get me wrong there. Mm-hmm. I'm just in Ghost in the Shell specifically. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's a bit overboard. Like, okay. The Doctor Strange one, okay?
Right.
There's no reason they couldn't have had... I mean, they literally had a guy that looked just like the guy from the comics. But instead, they used him as a background, nod to the comics.
Yeah.
Now, I get that. And Disney fucked up there.
Right. No, I agree that things like that are definitely, like, I didn't like, I don't like Tilda Swinton in anything, to be honest. Like, I'm not a fan of her in any movie, but, like, I didn't think that was good casting.
I feel like the part could have been
at all.
Just as well been played as by random Asian dude in the background. I honestly don't know his name because I don't even know. Did they even give him a name in the movie?
I don't think so.
Like, he just gave them tea and walked away, or was he the same guy that was missing the hand? I can't remember.
I don't think so. But I get what you're saying. But a lot of this also stems from the fact that, like, okay, just a bit of a preface. So, comic books, right? In comics and comic book worlds, they reboot all the time.
Yep.
Okay? They retell the story, they change up details, they just retcon stuff, they get rid of things, right?
Yep.
And just change entire histories of characters. They made Captain America an agent of Hydra. Apparently, he's been part of Hydra all along.
Yep.
Like, people lost their mind over that. Okay, yep. Which I agree. Like lose your mind over that. That's stupid. That completely destroys his entire character.
That's right.
However, there's a lot of outrage that comes whenever they retell stories and change characters' ethnicity. And it's just another detail, right? So they changed Johnny Storm to a black guy, and people lost their minds. And they shouldn't have. Like, it's just whatever. There were rumors that Mary Jane in the new Spider-Man was going to be a black girl. And people were losing their minds.
Okay, I have no problem with Johnny Storm being the black guy. Mm-hmm. But don't do this whole weird adoption thing. Either make the family black,
mm-hmm.
or make the family white. This weird adoption thing kind of...
Right.
No.
I get what you're saying.
And I completely get wanting to add race to it and stuff like that, but they could have easily made, Mr. Fantastic black as well.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? You do that, and people not only just lose their minds over, one character being black. They lose their minds over the whole cast being black, and then they call it, like, the Blacktastic Four or something, and just get stupid.
I'm not saying.
No, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying, like, that's something that people would do because people are just downright disgusting. But
I'm not saying the whole cast. I'm just saying. Make Grimm black, but I mean, then you'd have people upset. Well, you finally put a black guy in there, but then you turned him to stone. But I get that, but make Mr. Fantastic. I feel either way they flopped that movie. It was retarded anyways. Yeah. But
yeah, they really screwed up more than the casting.
I just didn't
kind of liked the cast.
The little weird adoption thing just kind of really didn't sit well with the situation. I don't know. Maybe it was just I didn't like the. I don't know. I can't even explain it.
But the problem.
That movie was so bad.
It was, so but bad. This movie, Ghost in the Shell, was basically just a giant culmination of just years of all this stupid stuff and just bad casting just coming to a head, right? So it's getting the most attention because of other movies doing it poorly, and, like, we're talking, back in the day, it goes really far back, the movie, The Ten Commandments, the like, big, what's it, who, it was, had Charlton Heston, it was 1950-something, 1956 was when the movie came out.
I
where
watch 1956 movies all the time.
He played Moses and stuff. He like they're in Egypt. Everyone was like a white guy, except for they made all like the villains look darker, right? They would just put like tan makeup on them, but everyone was white.
Well, I mean, the 1950s.
Right, and I get that, but it stems from that. I mean, we can't forget that the 50s weren't that long ago, right? Like your grandparents.
I mean, it's
were
been
there
60-some years. I mean,
right, but we're still getting
we're getting past it. Though. Once our grandparents are dead, we're past it.
Right, but we're in the aftershocks of it. Right, we're in the aftershocks of it. Like it was a big thing, right? Like it was like boom, like right. But now we can socially talk about it because we have the biggest social platform ever, the internet and Facebook especially, to everyone communicate and share ideas and thoughts and talk about it. So if in 1956, if black people were allowed to express themselves, trust me, it would have been a fucking problem. It would have been a problem then, but they weren't, they would have just been laughed at and beaten, and the police would have arrested them and beat them to death or something like that. Like, it would have been not too different from today, but...
this really did get political quick.
Sorry, you bring up whitewashing, and it's a political issue. Apparently,
Kayla Gardner loved my quote, once our grandparents are dead, we're past it.
I mean, that's almost true, but there's still like some people's parents who still
they were raised that way. I get it.
Right. So, just statistically speaking, our generation is the most diverse and most socially accepting generation ever.
With time, though, we will. I mean, this whole whitewashing incident will be a thing of the past.
Right.
I feel
but we've got to keep bringing attention to it. Otherwise, people won't know they're doing wrong, right? So if you keep doing something and it's wrong and no one ever tells you, it's really hard and really unusual for you just all of a sudden go, wow, this is really wrong. Like, it doesn't happen too often. Especially when people are like, oh, we made, millions of dollars. People must have liked it. And then you don't change anything, right? So. I don't want, like, I feel like a good, and once again, I don't know if the movie's good or not, but I feel like if a movie is good, though, for it to be judged and no one going to see it or something like that because they think, it's whitewashed or this and that, it is, I mean, I understand. Let people know and stuff like that. No need to throw riots, though. No need to not see the movie or protest or something. I mean, I guess if you want to protest, as long as it's like a peaceful thing, there's no reason to get crazy about it, though. Okay, well, I mean, it like I said, it's a big deal to a lot of people, not necessarily us, because we're white dudes. There's tons of white dudes in movies, but other people they do want to see themselves in movies.
I want to see myself in the movies.
Right. I'm just saying they would like to have like them, like someone like they can like see like almost like in a mirror and connect to, and be like, hey, look, we're in a movie. Look what we can do. And so it just doesn't happen a lot of times with stuff.
Is that why people are so happy that fat dudes are starting to be in movies?
Probably.
Okay. Man, that makes sense. Makes me feel more comfortable.
Right. There's... Yeah, I mean, it's just... There's also a problem, though, like, they take, like, fat people and always make them a joke. Like, there's just like, stereotypical things they do in Hollywood that are just, like, outplayed.
To be fair, 9 times out of 10, the fat dudes are playing in comedy movies.
I understand that, but that's because they won't put them in action movies, right? Like, they won't put them in a serious movie. They're like, I don't want to see this fat guy trying
to be fair, though,
Can you imagine the most recent Rambo movie if Rambo was like 350? Like he was just
but
like,
at the same
like a
time,
big gut.
I mean,
He's just like running around. Just
could you imagine Rambo doing? I mean, he'd run out of breath halfway through the fucking movie, or not even halfway through the movie, quarter through the movie.
He didn't run that much. He didn't
Doesn't
run
matter.
that much. He just sat on top of a turret.
Much.
He sat on top of a turret and shot down.
I would run out of breath doing that for a long time.
He shot down millions of that village of like 100 people. I don't even know how many people he killed there.
I would run out of breath from that. I know damn well you would.
He didn't run.
Doesn't matter.
He was old. He can't run anymore.
Doesn't matter.
He shot people with a bow and arrow.
Can you shoot a bow and arrow?
Yeah, but I'm not going to get winded from it.
You might.
I won't.
How do you know? How do you know? Have you shot a bow and arrow recently?
Not recently, but I have before. It's not like exerting on stamina. Like you're not.
I don't know. I mean, what kind of bow was it? Wait, did you say crossbow or regular bow?
Regular bow.
Well, what kind of bow were you using? Like, were you using like a compound, or like were you using like one of those? And what kind was the Rambo using? I mean, there's different kinds of things we're talking. I mean, there are some bows that are really hard to pull back, and like now they got all these fancy bows and shit that are much easier to pull back and have just as much strength.
Right.
So I
understand what you're saying, but
if you shot one of those and Rambo's shooting one of those hard to shoot bows, obviously Rambo's not going to be winded, and you would be.
Look. You don't get winded shooting a bow and arrow, okay? It's why Jennifer Lawrence could do it. She was not on top of her cardio game. She didn't run very much in those movies. Like that third one wasn't a lot of running.
No, the third one was mostly walking.
What was it? It was
standing.
Like 3.5 and like 3. There was not a lot of running. There was some running in 2. They ran from monkeys. First one they ran as well.
They ran a lot in the first one.
They did. But I think she got tired. She was so tired from running
that she just decided not to anymore.
And not shooting a bow and arrow, that she decided
just swap it up a little bit. Let's shoot bow and arrows more and less running. How's that sound?
Right, yeah. But either way, just like whitewashing is an issue just because it has a bad history, and I do think that we should see more, diverse characters.
And I'm sure we will. And
especially stop changing, there's a lot of times when they change people of ethnicities to white people, and that's the problem.
No, and right? I understand that.
Like white people will still go see movies if people are black. Like it's not gonna hurt you.
Well, I mean, even if it does, it may hurt movies for a brief period of time if we start doing stuff like that. But sooner or later, people are going to start seeing these movies.
Right. And plus, if the movie's good enough, people will go see it.
You know, it would be a good movie to make.
I mean, was it Get Out? Made a ton of money.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Kamala Khan.
Yeah.
She would make a good movie right now because she's getting really popular in the comics. And honestly, I just want to put her. I think it'd be great to put her in a movie because I think it pissed a lot of people off too.
Because she's Muslim, right?
Yeah, she's Muslim.
Is a Muslim superhero.
Yeah, she's a Muslim superhero. Yeah, she's inhuman.
Like her, I was gonna say I don't like her power. She just gets big and stretches and stuff, doesn't she?
She can also change into things too.
Oh, can she?
She can actually change her look. Like the first, the reason she's called Miss Marvel, because actually she's Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
The reason she's Miss Marvel because Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel was her favorite superhero. Okay. And then all of a sudden the Terrigenesis thing happened where everyone in the world had Terrigenesis.
Mm-hmm.
And she, was a cocoon for a night. And she came out of it and she was walking home like, what the fuck happened? Blah, blah, blah. Because she curses a lot. And, and by she curses a lot, I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah.
Anyways, she's like, I don't understand what happened. She's walking by the pier, and all of a sudden she sees, like, someone fell in the water or something and is, like, drowning, coincidentally. I mean, that happens all the time when I'm on my way home. But, so, she's like, oh my god, I gotta do something. And all of a sudden, she just randomly transforms into, Miss Marvel. And goes and saves this girl. Now, later on, she starts finding out that, changing her form uses a lot of energy, so she doesn't do that as much. She actually just gets her own little outfit and ends up being herself. But yeah, that in case anyone was curious, that is the origin of Kamala Khan.
Okay. I mean, I didn't get to see her origin. I don't know. Like, I've never been, like, a fan of, like Mr. Fantastic or anything like that, to where, like, they just, like, stretch or anything. It's not really, like, my thing. Or,
I've never
like,
been a fan of it either.
But...
I just liked her character. She's basically a weird combination of Mystique, Mr. Fantastic, and Spider-Man. And the only reason I say Spider-Man is because beginning of Spider-Man, the whole thing was about the whole growing up as a teenage superhero.
Right.
And
which now in the comics... Spider-Man is
an adult. He has his own
running
company.
A business. Yeah.
Like, he runs his own company and he's a doctor now, which his company and him having a doctorate all came from the fact that Dr. Octopus decided that, Peter was stupid and needed to have a doctorate in his own company.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean...
That's when Dr. Octopus was taking over Peter's body.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so, yeah, I guess if people have some comments or want to chime in on the debate, go right ahead. We're here, we're listening. So,
yeah, no, I do agree with and they even have, like a multiracial Avengers thing going on in the comics right now.
Yeah, they've really mixed up the Avengers. I just I appreciate the change up, and like obviously it lets them do a lot more like with the stories. They can do new stuff and not be like held back and be like, well, Thor can't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of those old school people who just like nitpick everything. So this gives them a little bit more like freedom and creativity.
What can't Thor do?
No, I'm just saying like if they were to do a story with like the original Avengers, they've been around for so long that there's people who just like nitpick and like don't like want them to. They can't do some things because they just have such a huge history.
Well, Thor can't do shit right now because he doesn't have his hammer.
Right.
Well, actually, he might have gotten his hammer back. Once again, I don't remember.
Supposedly he's getting it back soon. I don't know. But anyways,
all right, but yeah.
Either way, like this gives them more freedom, and I like that. But there's a part of me that really just misses like the old teams of Avengers, or the old X-Men, and they kind of brought it back with like the all new X-Men and stuff like that. But then they immediately just like changed everything, and it was its own story. So it wasn't really like the old stuff. I don't know. I just like I miss that. Like there's that like nostalgia, I guess. I don't know. Anyways.
Well, what are people going to do? Like, people are going to start freaking out when they kill Tony Stark in the new Avengers movie.
I mean, right? They might.
I can.
A lot of stuff has been kind of pointing towards like.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be Tony Stark.
I mean, if they wanted to make the biggest impact, it's either going to
be Tony Stark or Captain America, or even both.
I say you kill off Tony, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you do one of the many times they ended up refreezing Captain America. Like he just ends up back in like the Arctic or something. So
why?
What? They've refrozen him several times.
Yeah, but no. I mean,
what you're saying? You're saying they can't do that? They dropped a fucking city on a country. Like they just
No, what I'm saying is, I think that'd be. I mean, for comics, it's become standard. I hate to say it.
They froze. What's his face? Winter Soldier. They were like, oh, he's a bit of an asshole. Gonna put him under ice. We're gonna.
I mean, that was his life. They purposely froze him regularly. Like they can't accidentally freeze Captain America again. Like, I mean, the chances of you accidentally freezing to death, like freezing, once in your life is pretty astronomical. But the chance of you freezing and no, they're just gonna if they're gonna get rid of him, they're gonna kill him off and just replace him with a different person and call him Captain America.
Okay, sorry. The video thing that I was playing was just been acting weird.
Yeah, I noticed that.
You know, play? What's going on?
But
I guess it is. There's just a bunch of lag. That's crazy. That's funny. Anyways.
Hey, all right, let's get out of this thing. This topic.
So yeah. There are a couple things that did happen though this week that were kind of huge. I guess not huge, but cool for upcoming stuff. So we got the Defenders. We got a teaser, little like video of them all getting in like an elevator or whatever.
I love that. And
they were all like sitting there, and then Jessica Jones like ripped out the security camera. And
no, she straight up punched it. There's no ripping it out. She punched it. There
whatever.
Was a fist flying at it.
I just remember like reaching for it. My brain just blanked on it that part though.
Yeah, but would Jessica Jones rip it out, or would she punch it?
I mean, whatever. Either way, there were some cool things in the in that couple seconds. We see that Matt Murdock is not wearing the suit. We can tell that Luke Cage, 1, is out of jail, and 2 is wearing the classic T-shirt. And up in the timestamp, people theorized that the release date is August 18th for the Defenders, and they've been doing some like digging in some websites and stuff and found that it's most likely true that August 18th is when we're getting the Defenders. There was also a cool little Easter egg. There was an IP address up in the corner for like the security camera, but when you type it into your browser, it took you to a website that was like a fake made-up website of like the newspaper in their world, and you could read some articles and like read like character biographies of like Ward Meacham, and then you could go to a like Colleen her dojo, like she had like a website for that, and it was like really bad, and it was like this cheesy like come train at my dojo like video, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, I really need to finish that.
Yeah, you should. But there was like stuff in there with the with the blah 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 with that website with those teasers, so that was cool. But you haven't finished Iron Fist though?
Nope. I've been a little off this week. Yeah,
a lot of people just didn't get into it, so people went either really slow or whatever.
I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, I think they were expecting like amazing, so they're like really let down by it, but like it was still like a solid show.
I wasn't expecting miracles. So yeah, I'm fine with it.
I'm just mad we didn't even get like a head wrap. You know what I mean? For like him wearing like the weird head bandana thing.
Well,
like we didn't get any kind of like costume or anything for him in the show. I mean, kind of spoiler, but like whatever.
Spoilers, God.
Whatever. You can see in the one thing he wasn't wearing a suit. He was just like hanging out with them.
Well, neither was Matt.
Yeah, but apparently, like, according to like the website, one of the Easter eggs that Daredevil might just like he might not be like running around as Daredevil for a while. Like he might have like stopped being Daredevil a little bit. So maybe that's why he's not in the suit.
Oh. No, I've been, cause I that's one of the shows I watch with Tiffany. So, I haven't been watching it. We, kind of been wanting to watch Doctor Who, cause we haven't watched any of the 12th Doctor, and we finally decided to give him a chance.
Oh, finally. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he's like 3 seasons in and about to regenerate on his 4th season, and, we're finally gonna watch him. And I do have to say, though, yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah. I like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff from him.
I watched the first 3 episodes, and he was still a bit weird, and I was still trying to get over, like, I thought Matt Smith was an awesome doctor.
Yeah.
So going from Matt Smith to this guy right off the bat was kind of like a hard hit. So that's probably why I had a problem with him at the beginning. But as he's going on, and now after watching him, after waiting a little while, I realize he is actually a really good doctor. He really just nails it sometimes.
I love that he's like really goofy but he can turn on the like super serious.
Oh yeah. And it's all about the eyebrows.
He's got attack eyebrows.
Yes.
So no, he gets like really, really intense in some of the episodes, and it's really good. But yeah, I don't know. I really like him as a doctor, and I'm really sad he's going to go. But I know what you're talking about with like transitioning from one doctor to the other.
It's always like that.
I felt it biggest going from
Tennant to Smith.
Tennant to Smith.
Yeah.
And I hated Smith so much. Like, the whole stupid fish fingers and custard. Like, I was like, I hate you. I'm going to drown you in some custard. Stupid mother. Like, he looked like he was 5. Like, I wanted to beat him up. I wanted to just give the doctor a swirly or something. Like, I hated him. I hated him so much. And I was so mad. I just wanted David Tennant back. I didn't want him to go. You know what I mean? Like I was so mad. I was like, no. And what got me over my hatred of Matt Smith was the Ponds. I really like Amy Pond.
Amy Pond was amazing. Like plus I'm pretty sure she's the longest running companion.
She might be.
I mean, Rose was in there for a while, but Amy Pond ran for a while.
Yeah, she did. But yeah, I mean, and so yeah, I didn't want to get over that. But then even whenever I switched to from Smith to this to the new guy, I'm Peter Capaldi.
Yeah, Capaldi.
Whenever we switched over at first, I was like, I don't know, but I was like watching stuff, and I was like, I've got to give this guy a shot. Last time I didn't give him a shot, and I was super angry, and then it turned out I really liked him, and he was really good, and I just feel bad about it. So this time I'm going to give it a shot.
It's almost like you have to give them a break.
Yeah,
you literally have to give this show a break before you can switch it to the next Doctor. You need more than a full season off.
Right.
Like, you want to watch more Doctor Who, but at the same time, you need to take time away so you don't hate the new Doctor.
Yeah, there's a mourning period.
Yeah, there is. You have to mourn for the previous Doctor dying. I mean,
yeah. But it's just a weird thing. But I'm wondering who they're gonna, replace him with. But we'll see. I'm my fingers are crossed. I have someone who I
have you seen Fantastic Beasts?
No.
The guy that plays the lead role in Fantastic Beasts, Tiffany thinks he would make a fantastic Doctor.
I mean, he
look up the character. Tell me he doesn't look exactly like perfect role for literally a smash up between like Matt Smith and all of them.
I get what you're saying, and the actor you're talking about is Eddie Redmayne. Eddie Redmayne is a phenomenal actor. So I doubt Eddie Redmayne will give up being in movies to be the Doctor. Just because...
Oh, no, I get it. I'm just saying,
like,
you make significantly less, and it's a full-time job to be the Doctor, and you can't make more movies.
Right, for like a good 3-4 years.
Right. And he's still got to do the rest of... I understand why he can't be the next Doctor.
Eddie Redmayne's done some crazy movies, though. Like, his movie, I guess, what am I looking for? Resume is pretty loaded. So he's done, obviously, like we were talking about, Fantastic Beasts. He did weird things like Jupiter Ascending, but then he did The Theory of Everything, where he was Stephen Hawking. He did The Danish Girl, where he was one of the first trans people to get gender reassignment surgery. He's done all kinds of crazy stuff. He did this. He was in the Other Boleyn Girl. He was in all kinds of weird stuff. There was one though that I'm trying to think of what that movie was called.
Theory of Everything. Remember.
Yeah, The Theory of Everything is where he was Stephen Hawking.
Oh, did you say that? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I did. No, that's what it was called. Savage Grace. So, weird movie. I haven't seen it, but I've heard people talk about it because it's just a weird movie. But there's this. It's it's set in the 70s or something. But he's in this weird mother-son relationship with what's her name? What's that actress I hate? Oh, Julianne Moore.
That actress I hate.
Yeah, I don't like her. I don't know. I've never liked her in parts. And so yeah, it was just a weird movie. But he's done all kinds of weird stuff, and his he reaches out there and does all kinds of different things. So
yeah. I mean, he's got a few different things. He was in
Les Mis. He's been doing a lot of big movies the past couple of years. The
past couple of years he's been wrecking it in movies.
Yeah. I mean, I would be excited for if he did it. That'd be cool. I'm not opposed to it.
I'm not. I understand. I'm just saying the way that they had him dressed and everything. And I get that's probably how he's... I mean, that's how he's dressed in the, book, probably. Or how they would, described him and everything. But, he just looked like he could just pull off Doctor right out from that look right there. He'd just come right out of the TARDIS looking just like that.
I mean...
Tell me...
that is true. Yeah, he's wearing, the coat, and it just looks...
He's got a coat, he's got a quirky little bow tie thing going on, he's got a little vest going on. I mean, I'm pretty sure at one point he has a weird scarf. I mean, he just has all kinds of weird shit going on with that outfit.
I think people were talking that it might be possible, they were thinking... what's his name? Richard Ayoade, the guy from IT Crowd with the curly hair, the non-white guy.
The non-white guy. That just...
I didn't know his ethnicity. I don't know.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
You don't?
No.
You've never seen the IT Crowd?
No. What's the IT Crowd?
Really? It's a British TV show about these people who are just work IT for this company.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I've seen little snippets of it on Facebook and stuff, but I never watched it. Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's,
I mean, it looks like it'd be an interesting show. I just never. I don't know where. I don't even know where to find it, honestly.
Pretty sure it's on Netflix.
Is it really?
Pretty sure. But either way, he's really, really funny. And
the guy, are you talking about the guy with the glasses and the weird hairdo?
Yes.
Okay.
And oops, let's see here. I'm doing some.
What's going on with that? It looks like someone just pulled a chunk of his hair out.
It's just a weird, goofy haircut, man. But I mean, he always wears suits and just like in his like actual life and stuff. Like he just looks super like professional
People
all the time.
Saying that he's going to be the next Doctor.
People are saying that there's a rumor.
I pulled him up. I already.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a rumor that he may be the next Doctor, which I think would be pretty cool. Like he's a pretty funny guy, and he's just weird, and I dig it.
And a not white guy, if you want to go back into the whitewashing thing.
I mean, it's whatever. I mean, the Doctor's had 14 white dudes or whatever.
14 white dudes, not one lady or other.
Yeah.
And how come he's always human looking? Like I guess that's what his race looks like, right?
Right.
So that's normal.
Yeah, but he has two hearts, so
yeah,
that's different.
Yeah.
the insides. What?
When he first transformed into the old man, he was in that alley talking to the fucking hobo about his eyebrows.
Oh, yeah.
It's all good until the eyebrows, and then it's just scary.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know how far you are, but there's some pretty awesome scenes, like whenever he's like first.
I just got to the part where I don't want to spoil anything for anyone that might not have seen it this far, even though it's like
oh my god,
ancient.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's ancient at this point.
Ancient at this point. Well, he just he met the Master again.
Okay. There was the episode where they already went back to the past to get him.
Went back to the past to get who?
The Doctor. Like he was just like running around and just doing weird stuff. No.
Well, in the first episode, as that Doctor, he was in the past with the lizard lady and her wife, and the dinosaur was there and stuff.
No, this is a different one. Where he was jousting. Have you seen the jousting scene?
No.
Okay.
Unless that was a Robin Hood episode. No. I'm still in the first season of that Doctor.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember when that was, but like there's this hilarious scene. You'll know what I'm talking about. But it's in medieval times, and you'll just not know what's going on.
The only medieval time right now that he's done so far is Robin Hood. So
right.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm like on the last episode of the first season of the 12th Doctor.
Okay. I think it might be. I mean, it might be like a season premiere. Then it might be like the next season, like the beginning of that season. Yeah. Where. But
yeah, he's a good Doctor. I'm glad that we finally decided to give him a chance and everything like that. We're slowly watching through the Pirates of the Caribbean movies with the new Pirates coming out here soon.
Mm-hmm.
So we're watching through those. Just finished up the second one. I mean, those are good every so often.
Right. Yeah, I can't watch them all the time. But
no. When I was younger, I felt like I could, but now it feels like it's just overkill. To watch it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
To watch it more than maybe once every other year.
Yeah. let's see here. I'm trying to think of like other things that like have been going on. Because that new season of The Doctor is coming out here in like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it starts. Yeah, this
is
month.
it? Yeah. I mean, it is this month.
I just can't remember next week. I think.
Yeah, it might be.
I think
it's really
14th?
soon.
14th. I think it's the 14th. It's Saturday.
That sounds close.
Okay, it's the 15th then.
15th.
Because it starts the same day as that show called The Classroom, which is a spin-off of The Doctor.
Yeah.
Some weird alien kid or something. I didn't really pay much attention to the commercials, but...
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to finally have the Doctor back. Though I do want to talk about this. I just saw this a little bit earlier. So you know the old show MST3K, where they had like the little like two robots and the guy, and they would like make fun of bad movies and stuff. So,
I was honestly about to ask you what the fuck you're talking about until you said the robots and the guy. You next time just say Mystery Science Theater.
It's called MST3K. Okay, it's too hard to say Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Well, that's the fucking name of it. Like,
it's too long. Yeah, but everyone calls it MST3K.
I've actually never heard anyone call it that before, so you can go fuck yourself.
That's weird.
No,
you can literally just type in MST3K, and that's what pops up. No one says Mystery Science Theater 3000.
That's what it's called.
Okay, they don't. They don't.
I mean, that is its name.
I don't care. They shorten it because they shorten it because it's a forever old name. Like, it's super long, man. It takes like you age like 6 years while saying it.
I mean, we've just said it like 4 times just in this podcast alone.
Yeah, now we're each 102. So, anyways, Felicia Day is going to be in the show. She's going to have a recurring role as a villain that's constantly pestering the robots and what's his name? Jonathan, I think his name is Jonah. So they're gonna be like, she's gonna be like harassing them and like just doing all kinds of weird stuff. But her name's gonna be Kinga Forrester. She's a villain. Yeah. On top of that, other old shows that are coming back.
Yeah,
Invader Zim. Yeah, so they're bringing that back.
Bringing it back. It's not really bringing it back when they're just going to do a TV movie.
Look, all I'm saying is, finally, it took so long. It's been like 16 years or something stupid that show has been off air, okay? And finally, that fandom died down and just stopped talking about it. And just as they stopped talking about it, boom, Invader Zim. Like, I enjoyed the show, but not like it wasn't the best show ever. Like, people just like talk about it way too much. And it just got really annoying.
From that.
16 years. Like, just let it go.
Got my
Stop.
Name Parfluzio from that. Did I tell you the story?
I think so.
How I meant to have my name be Pustulio, but I accidentally I couldn't remember exactly what it was, so I thought it was Parfluzio. And I typed in Parfluzio. It was my first MMORPG. It was Star Wars Galaxies. And
that's
dude, I loved that game. We saved up all our money and flew to the Ewok planet and got murdered by Ewoks. A lot. Like, it was a much higher difficulty than what level we were. We did not have the gear to go to that planet. And you go around in their trees and they won't bother you, but you shoot at one, dear God, you're dead in like a heartbeat. Like 90 of them just show up out of nowhere and start throwing rocks at you. At least it felt like that. But when that game came out, probably 2 was too many to have on the screen at once. But that game was great. You could your guild could literally build its own city on any planet you flew to. I rode in a Millennium Falcon that like was inside. You could walk around the entire thing like it was in the movie. Like, while some other dude's flying it, you can walk around it, and then, like, you can jump into one of the gunner spots and shoot down other ships. Like, I didn't have one. I was trying to be a captain and be good enough to do it, but I wasn't good enough at grinding, and couldn't save up the money for one of those ships. So one guy's just like, hey, I got Millennium Falcon, you want to ride in it? I was like, yes. But yeah, my name was Parfluzio El Grande. Because you had to have a last name.
Gotcha. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, because guess what?
Chicken butt?
I enjoyed the show. It was good. It was enjoyable, funny. But
yeah, we just,
dear Lord, did everything in the world. Everything in the world did not need to be covered with Zim and Gur.
And Hot Topic being Invader Zim.
Yeah,
like I'm pretty
just
sure.
Happened. Like
I'm
30
pretty sure,
seconds
like,
ago,
Hot
it
Topic
happened.
had 15
and then they were like,
rights
"Oh, it's coming
on
back."
Invader Zim, and they just lost the rights on it.
Hot Topic grew an empire off of Invader Zim. That and
Nightmare
Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh
and
my
Invader
God.
Zim. And they still milk the hell out of Nightmare Before Christmas all throughout fall.
Yeah.
Like, starting in October all the way until January.
Oh, that shit's up, like, all year. Like, they're just like, whatever, we'll just throw up some random stuff. Like, we just need to make some money, so we'll just
No, they don't do it all year like they used to. They used to do it
Nightmare
all
Before
year.
Christmas.
But now it's...
Profits are low this week. Get out the Nightmare Before Christmas. Like, and then people just, like, buy it up.
Like
they'll buy, like, the
nowadays don't
same
even know
shit
what
over and
that
over
movie
again.
is.
They'll, like, buy, like, flip-flops with, like, the bottom are Jack Skellington's face. You don't even get to see anything. They're just like, oh, look, you see my flip-flops? And you're just like, shut up. Like, why do you have Nightmare Before Christmas flip-flops? Like, oh, that's right, because you're a stupid person in Ohio who, like, it'll be, like, -10 outside and you're walking around in flip-flops.
With socks on, though, to be fair.
Sometimes people wear socks, but that usually that means that their feet will stay cold, so they don't wear socks. They just go barefoot, flip-flops, go. Like, freezing temperatures outside.
All right, let's get out of...
Sorry, I have passions about how awful people are.
Did we talk about... I don't want to get started. That's why I'm trying to avoid it. I'll go on a rant. But, no.
Go. What are we talking about? Let's talk about it.
Okay. Did we talk about...
Let's talk about the NFL draft.
What?
Okay. So...
Why would I...
No,
I don't give two shits
You're
about
just taking
that.
too long. I know, but you're just taking too long, so I was just trying to get there. I'm trying to get to something.
Did we talk about it on here last
about
week,
it?
or did we just talk about it during the game? We gotta. We just need to not talk during the week. That way, we know what we did or did not say to each other.
Right.
Anyways, I'm pretty sure we didn't talk about it, and I mean, there ain't a lot to say as far as I know, anyways. Other than you told me that they're doing a reboot, but with real people.
Yes. So far, they have announced they're doing a reboot of the show Reboot, which had like 3 seasons that spanned from 1994 to 2001.
How do 3 seasons last 7 years?
Because it took them like 6 years to release the 3rd season, so it seriously did. Like, they just didn't release it.
Yeah, wasn't it? The 2nd season ended with the one guy getting sucked into the vortex of the internet or something like that, and then it just ended there, and you were like stuck on that cliffhanger for like 4 years, and then finally they went and chased after him in the 3rd season, and even then you didn't get any resolution whatsoever. Okay,
Correct.
I know what you're talking about.
I
don't know. I mean, the show was a great show from what I can remember, but that might be nostalgia. I haven't watched it since.
Yeah, I'm trying to see here. Because, yeah, it's... Oh, I'm sorry, it's 4 seasons. Okay, there's 48 episodes, 4 seasons. And, yes, it originally released September 10th, 1994, and it ran until November 30th, 2001. So, yeah. 7 years for four seasons.
Well, hopefully they'll be a little bit more consistent with this one.
I hope so.
Oh, did you
Either
see
way,
what I posted on our Facebook page about Fooly Cooly? 2 more seasons of that, which is going to be like 4 episodes.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean the first one.
Yeah,
was,
they said they're coming out with like
that?
I think 10 or 12 more episodes, and it's going to span out to be 2 more seasons.
But that first season had no plot.
That
it was
the
just
whole
ridiculousness
point of the show.
There was nothing to it. Right. So what are they going to do?
I don't know.
What are they going to do? Why give it 2 seasons? Who cares? Let it go. Don't make any series. There doesn't need to be a plot to this.
I don't know. I still to this day don't know what the hell was going on.
If you add on,
I mean, I love it, but I have no idea what the fuck happened.
If you add on, if you add on 10 more episodes or whatever it is, you have to have some kind of plot in there somewhere. And it's going to be bad and stupid. And they're going to ruin. No, like it was just like him like living with this girl, and then there was like robot fighting like the one or 2 episodes.
There was like a robot fighting like at least most of the episodes. And then there was the weird pyro girl.
It was just... That show was ridiculousness, didn't have a plot, it was just weird and stupid.
Okay,
and
still, it's a lot better than a lot of other shows that came out.
Like it was fun to watch, don't get me wrong, and I enjoyed it, but like, it didn't need more seasons, like it didn't need more episodes. Like there's something to be said about just leaving it be.
Maybe it did
like,
need
just
more
letting
seasons.
it.
You don't know. Maybe finally we'll figure out what the fuck was going on in the first seasons. Other than her just sitting around with no panties showing everyone her vagina.
Look, that's what she liked to do. Okay, that was the entire point of that show.
How many secret passageways did she get through because she
would run around with like
vagina? Exactly.
Too many. But yeah, it happened a lot. And then she would just like sleep with his dad.
I gotta watch that show again.
Stay in the bed. She would like sleep. She would like bang his dad, but then like go like sleep in the bed with him. Like it was weird. Like I don't know. Like it was just like the show's weird, man.
I forgot.
Like it didn't make any sense. There was no sense to anything.
Her weapon was a guitar.
Yeah, she would use a guitar, and like then there was like the robot Conti, and with like the little TV face, and then like at one point he became like Atmos, and was supposedly like some sort of like robot that could destroy
Alien
like the universe
thing.
or something. Yeah.
Which was
they never explained it because again
her. The
robot?
rock god. Like, she was in love with the rock god, or alien god dude. And that's why she fought with the guitar.
Yeah, she was in love with him.
And that's why she was always around the boy.
I don't know.
The robot was stuck in
We don't know. We don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure there was a plot. You just don't know it.
No, there was no plot.
You're just too dumb to realize the plot.
Watch it again. You'll be like, I don't know what the fuck I just watched. And there's like they would just like they wrote out a bunch of bullshit, and then they're like, I don't know, throw in a thing Vespa. Here in this episode, a thing here in this one, thing here and here, Vespas, guitars, robots with TVs.
All right, we're in. We got a show.
And then just put in like
panties
no and like
there's no panties.
Vaginas and like
no panties.
No panties.
There was no panties because it always censored it.
I mean, yeah. I understand that. I'm just saying, like, that's what he saw, and he would just, like, freak out and always have, like, a nosebleed, and, like, that was the point of the show. It was just stupid. And that's fine, like, that's okay, but, like, let's not pretend like it was the world's, like, yeah, like, it needed more seasons,
I feel like it needed more
it's, like, the world's
then.
greatest.
It probably doesn't need more seasons now.
Right. like, if you were gonna do it, like, why not have that show actually mean something then?
Lately? Like, all of a sudden, just lately, we're getting, like, extra seasons of these shows that we loved, like, 10 years ago.
Because they know we're gonna watch them.
Samurai Jack, Invader Zim, Reboot. Mm-hmm. Anyways, alright, let's talk about, Heroes 2.0. So, we've been playing a bit of the new Heroes. We downloaded the beta for Heroes 2.0, which is going to be releasing, I think, on the 24th? 20-something this month. It's going to do a full launch release. You can, if you want, it's an open beta, so you can get into it yourself. We're not special. We don't think we are at all. But it's fun. I love the new mechanics. You can choose your announcer now, and by far the best announcer is Murky. Can't understand a freaking word he's saying, but it's fantastic.
Yeah, I watched it at one point and just busted up laughing. Like, in the beginning, there's always, like, that countdown, and, like, he's like, like, you're like, what is going on? Yeah, he just, it's hilarious, and I love it.
He's awesome. I mean, I'm sure there's some other ones that would be good, but Murky just instantly surpassed everybody. But I don't know. I like the new way that they're doing the leveling system. They don't have player level. I mean, they kind of do. Player level and hero level are two separate things, but player level now is based off of your hero levels, all of your hero levels combined. Like, right now, my total hero level, all my heroes combined is like 280 something on the basic game. So once it launches, my player level will be 280 something.
Yeah, I think mine's like 5.
Well, that's what you get for only working on one character the whole damn time. That's why I can't do it.
I got him to level 8.
But when at least in the beta, I don't know if it changes in your later levels or not, but every level you get one loot chest. Every 5 levels you get a rare loot chest, was it? And every 25 levels you get an epic loot chest. But during the launch, I was reading they're planning on doing a launch for people that are all basic loot chests for the launch are going to be, if you played the game at all before the launch of 2.0, you automatically get 5 basic loot chests extra. No matter what. If you're level, I think 10, you will automatically get 1 epic loot chest. And also they decided to do an upgrade where all the basic chests you get will be upgraded to epic loot chests during launch. So if you're level 10, you get 10 epic loot chests rather than 10 basic chests. At least that's what I was reading. I could be mistaken on that. It was kind of confusing the way they had everything worded. But every 100 levels once it launches, you get a veterans loot chest, which you're guaranteed a legendary item, at least one.
Nice.
So, and yeah, these loot chests are just like they are in what the fuck's that game? Overwatch. They're just like it very much in that. You get sprays now. You can get different announcers. You can unlock skins. You can unlock characters. Now all the skins are... Each color is a separate skin now. And they're adding more, like... let's say, before they had each skin, like, variation, and then there was 3 colors of each variation of the skin. Now they're starting to have, like, some of the skins have, like, 4 or 5 colors now. Which I think is really cool.
Okay. Yeah, we've seen, like, there have been, like, new, like, colors and variations and things been added in that, you know, were kind of cool. I've enjoyed it. I mean, you can get heroes and skins, and I like the banners, and yeah, there's just a lot of cool little collectible stuff. You know,
yeah, the banners.
To all the different things you can kind of collect.
Yeah, the banners automatically get put down whenever you like collect an objective. Take down a tower. You know, hit a mercenary camp, whatever. So I think it's cool. I like that they have the little taunt. When you do the taunt, they'll say a certain phrase that you choose by unlocking the phrase. You can get different sprays, and there's like motion ones and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of new portraits. They got a new thing where instead of because they used to have it with when you had a character level 10, you were able to unlock the legendary or the master skin. Well, now the master skins are just considered a normal skin, and you can buy them anytime you want. And what you get for getting a character to level 10 is when you taunt, you get this little cursor thing above your head saying that you got that character to level 10. And then every like 10 levels or what was it? It was 10, 25, 50 and 100, I think. The cursor changes and becomes more and more epic, basically saying, "Yeah, I'm fucking awesome with this character. You can go suck my dick." Like, that's pretty much what it is.
Yep. No, I've had a lot of fun. I'm super excited for this to go live. I was actually thinking, like, we should switch back to regular
so we can level up as many characters as we can before the launch.
So we can... Right, that's what I was thinking,
definitely,
too.
Definitely. Get as many of those levels in. Try to hit... I want to try to hit 300 before the launch. Because it would be nice to get 3 chests rather than just 2.
I agree.
But, I'm super psyched about that, and we're going to actually play after the podcast. At least I planned on it, as long as Tutai here is good with it. We'll
I suppose.
Broadcast it over Twitch. Yeah, I guess final thing to talk about is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We finally came from, 3/4 season break? I don't know what the fuck we want to call it.
Yeah, it was weird, because we already got,
they're just like, you know what?
Mid-season break.
This entire, this season, it needs a third stage to it, so we're going to take a little bit of a break before we go into the next stage. Because each time, at least on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., each time they do a break, it seems like the whole way that the season is set up is different. Like, so this season, it started off Ghost Rider, they did the mid-season break, and then it turned into LMD. And now it's, the aftermath. I mean, it all leads into each other, but now they're stuck in Agents of Hydra. Which, I mean, you can watch any preview and know what's going on. It shouldn't be a spoiler. But, yeah,
I mean, they've been putting out little clips and stuff
if you
from the show, like recently
Marvel
too.
In any way, shape, or form on your Facebook, you'll see a clip of it. So it's hard for me to say I spoiled something,
Yeah. I skipped the first like 2 minutes of this most recent episode because it was just this clip I had already seen. So I was just like, skip. So I just was like, okay, 2 minutes off that time. But let's keep going.
I mean, not a lot happened, but it definitely put a lot of interest into how they're going to do everything in this the rest of this season. They entered into if you're keeping up with it, they entered into the framework, which is this virtual world that was able to be created because of what the fuck was that book called? The Darkhold. They were able to create it because the Android system, they already had a system kind of like that, and then the LMD read the Darkhold and was able to help manufacture a bigger, and pretty much it's an entire world.
Yeah, it made like this super hyper intelligent robot, right? So they made this like hyper intelligent android, and then they were like, okay, let's just let her do stuff, and then she started like creating her own plans and doing stuff, and has kind of become like this villain, but she's not like necessarily a villain. It's really weird.
She's like a villain. She's just trying
obviously
a
robot, right? That's the thing, is she's not like a villain. She's just trying to do good things, but she's just doing it in the wrong way.
Like,
yeah, because she's doing it like she has zero emotion, zero connection to anything. She just doesn't care. She's like, this is how it has to be done, and she's like, just that's it. Like, you get in her way, you're dead. Like and it's just like super cold and calculating, like a robot. But she read that book and created this whole like system that like runs off
universe
of
based that's run off of every cell phone in the world.
Yeah, they said it was going off of not just cell phones, but like all everything.
All
like, it was going off of like yeah, it was connecting everything and processing this whole entire world, and they were in it. It's basically just another world. It's super crazy.
NPC people have dreams.
I was
and
thinking
goals
about it,
and
I was thinking about it, and I thought, man, what if they use this to bring Ward back?
How would they bring Ward back with this?
Like, I don't know. Maybe they create like virtual Ward, and then they just like download it into a body.
A good guy again,
and then you have good guy Ward back because everything in the framework seems to be like
Tiffany
flipped,
would freak out. Like, Tiffany hates Ward with a fiery passion because of the betrayal that he did in the first season. Like, every single season we watched, she's always like, he needs to die, he needs to die, he needs to die. Like, and she was so upset when he came back after being shot on that other planet. Like,
look, I hate him too. I was just mad that he was back, but it wasn't really him. It was something else.
Saying,
but it had like his memories, so I didn't really count it. But if it was Ward, I would be so mad.
I'd tell him, you're a great actor and everything, but because of that, because of the fact you're such a good actor, I want you dead in everything I see you in.
Right. I wish you a good life, but I really hope you die.
I don't mean this in the wrong way whatsoever, but I really hate your guts.
Right. No, the show's just been, it's been really good. I'm just really excited to see where this is going. Hopefully, like, it turns out to be something cool. They haven't really like messed anything up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but like, I feel like at some point there's got to be something that just like falls apart. You know what I mean? Like that was dumb.
The whole Ghost Rider part could have just not been there. The only thing the Ghost Rider part did was bring in the Darkhold, and I don't think they needed an entire half season to do that. Because, I mean, they brought him in for a half season, and then they just kind of like, all right, bye.
Right, but it also, like, it had like a small little arc with the Ghost Rider, so they could potentially bring him back later. So there's like that character that's been developed, but they also, kind of brought back Daisy / Sky. Like she was on her own, like running around doing stuff.
I feel like there was a better way they could have brought her back than that. But I mean,
I agree.
Because don't get me wrong, the Ghost Rider thing was cool, but at the same time, the way that they just basically just poof, he was gone. Kind of just ruined that part of it for me. You know what I'm saying? They got this really crazy, interesting thing going on, and then all of a sudden it just has this kind of anticlimactic ending to it. And they kind of pointed towards there's gonna be more to it, but then all of a sudden all focus went to LMD. Like right before the mid-season break, they pointed towards, there's gonna be some more Ghost Rider shit going down. And then all of a sudden, no word whatsoever of it at all. So,
right. So I agree.
I don't know. Either way, I think I like it. I still love the show. It is yet to actually disappoint me at all. I would like for them to still at least occasionally have some sort of cameo with the actual cinematic universe again. Like after the second Thor, they were cleaning up the Thor mess. And I understand they're their own thing now, but at the same time, it would be nice for them to actually still show that they're part of the same world.
Yeah, they didn't really do much with Captain America Civil War.
Did they do anything at all? I think they may have breezed past it, and then Doctor Strange wasn't mentioned at all. But that is completely understandable because that was on a whole different plane of things, and everything that bad that did happen pretty much got rewound. So, and Guardians of the Galaxy obviously can't be mentioned because it's a literally just nowhere near our planet. I don't know. I like the first season. They had the actual cameo for Nick Fury, and that was cool.
Right. No, I agree. Like, I'm kind of sad that we haven't seen Nick Fury really. Right. Like the last time we saw him was for like a heartbeat in
Age of Ultron.
What was that? That was in Age of Ultron.
He was hiding out at the barn.
In the barn.
That's what creepy guys do. But I mean, LMD perfectly leads up to basically Nick Fury's MO. Like now that we got LMDs, we can have all the Nick Fury we want.
Yeah, I mean that'd be that would be funny if like they just started doing the Nick Fury LMD thing.
Well, I mean Nick Fury died like 9 billion times in the comics, and then like every time it turned out he was a robot or something like crazy like that. And now all of a sudden he's a black guy in the comics. Like he's been this old.
This Nick Fury, the black guy Nick Fury in the comics, is the son of Nick Fury.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just thought they just randomly decided to make him black all of a sudden. They're like,
well, everyone thought like it was weird, but like no, it was actually like apparently this Nick Fury is the son of
the white Nick Fury that went
Nick
crazy
Fury
and made Thor lose his hammer.
Yeah. Right, and so this the black Nick Fury is like his like long lost son he didn't know he had or something. His name's not actually Nick Fury; he just goes by the name Nick Fury because it's like It's like a thing, like a title, like Thor.
Yeah, but Thor gets his title by having the power of the hammer.
I mean, kinda. Technically, Thor is Thor, and then Mjolnir chooses him and gives him the power.
At least in Marvel Universe, you're Thor if you're able to wield Mjolnir. Meow meow. Yeah.
Meow meow.
If you're able to wield meow meow, you become Thor.
God, this guy. Sorry, I'm trying to. I'm while we're talking, I'm trying to make a deal and sell some Pokemon cards. And this guy like commented on my sale post and was just like, "Hey," and then like he sent me a message. And he's just like, "What cards were for sale? How much were you looking for?" I put all this information in the post. Did you not read, guy? Did you not read? Come on, it's not that hard.
All right. Well, we're at our half-hour mark, or hour-and-a-half-hour mark, I should say. So I'd have to say we covered most bases. Unless you got something else you would like to talk about.
Something they just put out yesterday. So Mass Effect Andromeda, they finally decided they were going to fix their like graphical issues. So they put out a big patch 1.05, fixed a bunch of stuff, including improved lip sync and facial acting during some conversations, including localized visual optimization, fixed an issue with Ryder's movement when when running in a zigzag pattern, improved the appearance of eyes for human and Asari characters, fixed various collision issues, fixed bugs where music or VO wouldn't play or wasn't correct, visual optimization, fixed issue where blah blah blah, yeah. Yeah. But basically like they just, there was all these like graphical issues that should have been like fixed, but they apparently, like in the first patch at day one, the first patch caused all these graphical issues. It looked better before you put the patch in, but then when the day one patch came through, it made everything look worse. And then now they're fixing it again.
They're patching the patch?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what it was, but they decided that they were going to change everything and make it look worse. And then they were like, oh, okay. And then they went back now and just yesterday and decided to make it look better again.
I mean, that's what I would do. Anyways, yeah, so that's the end of our podcast tonight. And like always, like us, share us, comment, message us, watch our subscribe to us on YouTube, share our videos, give us comments on what you think and, what you think needs to be changed, what we need to add to our setup, whatever you think. We're always welcome to the criticisms and critiques and everything like that.
Yeah. Yeah, every little bit obviously helps make us. And
if you ever want a game, play some PlayStation, Xbox, or Heroes or something, hit us up on Facebook, and we'll message you back with our name. Or if you're watching on Twitch, you can obviously see it. But yeah. Well, my name's Joe. And we're out.
My name's Joe. See ya.